Welcome to Nymburk in Czech Republic. It's game day 12 of the Basketball Champions League regular season, and two teams looking to move closer to a place in the playoffs. CEZ Nymburk taking on Sidigas Avellino. A very good evening from me, Tim Long, and a warm welcome to the CEZ Sportovny Halle. A crunch matchup between the third and fourth place teams in Group D. The hosts at 7 and 4 know that a win would just about guarantee their place in the next stage. The visitors from Italy need the win to make sure they remain in the top four with just 2 games to play. The two sets of players going through their final warm-ups and preparations before we get this one underway in around 9 minutes' time. 32 teams split across 4 groups of 8 this season. Our focus this evening on Group D. Zielona Góra host 5th place side Ostenda, a game that's also tipping off at the same time. And tomorrow evening, Aris welcome Besiktas and Bonn travel to Nanterre. We'll see briefly how the Group D standings look as well, with 3 games to go of the regular season. It's a 14-game regular season that is coming now right on to the final stretch, and all to play for. It really is the group of death. Incredibly tight, particularly for 4th place. Besiktas, Nanterre and Nymburk all very well positioned, as you can see, the top 3. And then quite remarkably, all of the other teams still separated by just a single win. It seems inevitable that this one will go right down to the wire. You can see Avellino currently have 4th place. Also important at this stage to point out the significance of head-to-head records and points differentials. Every chance that that could be decisive come the end of this group. As for this particular matchup, Avellino won the first meeting by 17, so if the Italians win again here, they take the head-to-head and move just 1 win away from the Czech champions as well. Here's a look at the Avellino roster. Jason Rich leads them in scoring with 16.2 points per game. At centre, Kirilo Fasenka is key, 11.4 points. Team highs of 6.8 rebounds and 2.4 blocks per game. Quite a remarkable average in that department. They've also got key performance in Martin Lunin and Bruno Fittipaldo, who are each averaging joint team high 4.1 assists per game. As for CEZ Nymburk, popping up on your screen now, Dardan Barisha leads them with 16.7 points. Eugene Lawrence has team highs of 6.1 assists and 1.7 steals per game. Petr Bender is also key, 11.8 points and 4.1 rebounds. Kendrick Ray also averaging in double figures in scoring, 12.4 points per game. We're getting ready for the official introduction of the 2 sets of players, which of course will start with the visiting team from Italy, Sidigas Avellino. And they've got a few supporters on the road in Czech Republic here this evening. As we've seen, they start 4th in Group D with a 5 and 6 record. They've had a crazy up and down campaign so far. Aside from losing 2 in a row on game day 6 and game day 7, they've alternated wins and losses throughout the whole of the regular season. The 80-63 win over Nymburk on game day 5, their biggest win of the season so far. They also beat Besiktas by 16 on home court on game day 8 and lost by 11 at Zielona Góra on game day 4, although their other 8 games have all been decided by 10 points or fewer, including losing by 7 at home to Zielona last week. Here we go, the big build-up for the home team, CEZ Nymburk. And they'll need their fans behind them here this evening to nudge them closer to a place in the playoffs. 7 and 4 so far, 3rd in Group D. The 17-point game day 5 defeat at Avellino saw Nymburk start just 2 and 3 over the first 5 games, but they went on a 5-game winning streak after that, which was ended at Besiktas last week, losing 91-80. Previously, they'd beaten Bonn by 8, Aris, Nanterre and Zielona Góra by 6, and Ostenda by 14. You can tell by a lot of the margins that I've discussed in the games involving these 2 teams how close this group is. Not many games decided by double figures. And what a record they had here on home court last season. They were a perfect 8-0 altogether on their home floor. They've already lost twice here, though, this season. And they're 3-2 in Nymburk. Avellino won their last away game by 10 at Ostende, but they failed to win consecutive road games in the Basketball Champions League since January of last year. Given the home court advantage, you would probably notch Nymburk down as slight favourites, but Avellino, with that huge win in the reverse meeting back on game day 5, they were dominant inside in that game. That really was the key. They shot 65% from two-point range. Nymburk actually got the better of the rebounding battle, though. The rebounding numbers in their favour, 40-31 altogether, and 17-6 on the offensive glass for Nymburk, but they shot the ball poorly, just 40% inside, 29% from three-point range. Avellino, as I say, 65% inside, and they took advantage of 12 Nymburk turnovers to score 24 points on the turnover. And in terms of scoring in the paint, the Italians edged it 42-28. Just wonder what the key difference makers are going to be. He could be one, Eugene Lawrence, this evening. May well come down to individual stars. Kendrick Ray, another who can light it up on any given night. Avellino have, like their host Nymburk, a number of players averaging in double figures here in the regular season. Referees from Turkey, Belarus and Romania for this one here on game day 12 this evening. Nymburk have the fourth best offense of all 32 teams in the competition, 82.5 points per game on average. That's 8 more than Avellino, although the Italians slightly more accurate from the field, particularly inside, where they shoot a tournament fifth best, 53.8% and 65% in the reverse meeting, as I mentioned. Key to that is Fasenka there in the starting five, the huge 7-foot centre who dominates inside. Rich, Fioy, Lunan and Wells rounding out their starting five. We'll see the starting fives and the two head coaches. For Avellino, Stefano Sacripanti, head coach with them since 2015, and before that a great deal of success, winning a number of medals with the Italian under-20 team, including gold at the 2013 Euros. We might well see Nymburk look to send Avellino to the foul line this evening. Avellino, the second worst free throw shooting team in the Basketball Champions League, just 65.9% from the stripe. So that could be a tactic of this Nymburk starting five here. Bender, Lawrence, Berisha, Bohacik and Krish make up their starting five. Will they hack away at the Italians and try and make them earn it from the foul line, you wonder? The home team are big on the boards, as they were in the reverse meeting, ranked third in that department in the competition, and average more than 3 offensive rebounds more per game than Avellino, although only Tenerife have had more blocks than the Italians at 3.8 per contest. And of course, key to that area, Kirilo Fasenka averaging 2.4 blocks per game. Hamadi Undiai, his backup centre, averaging 1.7. They are huge in size and stats in that centre position. Final preparations for the fans and the players. Each have their own way of dealing with the pressure and the occasion. CEZ Nymburk, champions of the Czech League for the past 14 seasons, taking on an Italian League semi-finalist from last season. Two teams with the playoffs very much locked in their sights. Getting set here to go toe-to-toe. It's CEZ Nymburk against Sidigas Avellino, live on game day 12 of the Basketball Champions League regular season here in Group D. Avellino, of course, in the green, Nymburk in the white. And here we go. And it's the home team that start with the ball. Eugene Lawrence, one of their key players, moving it on. They'll try and get it back here and look to attack down the centre. Across to the far side, long two for Bender, nowhere near, grabbed by Lunan. Ariel Fioy. Jason Rich back to Fioy, looking to feed it inside to the 7'1", 2 meters 15 centre for Senka, and he shows all what he's about early on. First score of the game goes the way of the Italians from Avellino. Nymburk looking to attack from that far side with Bohacic, and a whistle on the play as the ball is prodded away. First foul of the game goes on for Senka as well. Lawrence will inbound from the sideline. All the way underneath the basket it went to Bohacic. Back out, they look to attack. Running down the lane was Martin Krish. Just ran into a bit of traffic, was stuck to, not fouled though. It's been a decent defensive start from the Italians as well. Ariel Fioy with 3.5 assists per game this season, as well as 11.7 points. Lunan. Pasenka looking to run a bit of interference on the outside. Wells moves it around to the far side. 3-point shot off the mark. Offensive rebound though, Fioy. Then looking to attack from that far side was Jason Rich, and he got contact from Bohacic along the way. Jason Rich averaging 16.2 points per game. Shooting 51% inside, just 26% from downtown though. He had a game-high 23 points in the win over Nymburk on game day 5. He was 9 of 13 from the field that night. And he's up and running already here this evening. The 31-year-old American at the stripe. Misses the second. Fasenka trying to reach the offensive rebound, unable to do so. Here come Nymburk. Looking to go through the gears quickly and drawing some contact on Des Wells on the far side. First foul on Wells, second on Avellino. Only a minute and a half played. Nymburk looking for their first score. Eugene Lawrence. Bender moves it across to the far side, then sets the screen. Gets it back. Mid-range, gets the soft touch off the front rim to get Nymburk up and running. The 35-year-old Czech. Wells to Fasenka. Fasenka has the mismatch over just about anybody. There's the pump fake on the perimeter from Lunan, who then steps inside and gets some contact. Second foul on Nymburk as well. It's on their leading scorer, Berisha. Berisha, the Pole who's come in for the last 7 games, averaged 16.7 points. Fioy. Lunan. Lunan across to Rich. Rich stepping back behind the 3-point line, then taking on the long two, nowhere near the basket at the end of the shot clock. There goes Berisha looking to force the issue quickly down the floor, prodding and probing. Back to Eugene Lawrence. Lawrence, the crossover onto the right, blazes his way past Rich and gets it to 4 with the contact. Eugene Lawrence attacking Avellino's leading scorer and giving him a taste of his own medicine. He's been a huge contributor in a number of areas for Nymburk this season, Eugene Lawrence. 6.1 assists per game, 1.7 steals and 10.9 points, 3.8 rebounds as well. He's got them their first lead here. Lunan's pass, Rich with the hesitation. Couldn't finish first time, trying to grab his own rebound. Instead, it's Berisha who comes away with it. Quick release down the floor as well, intercepted though Good transition defense getting back. Risky pass, Rich. This time can he score? Yes, he can. Jason Rich up and running. His first field goal. Here's Lawrence getting inside away from Fioy this time. 5 quick-fire points for Eugene Lawrence. He's got 5 of Nymburk's 7. And there's the steal and the freedom of this arena to provide the flying finish for Martin Krisch. Nymburk by 4. Fioy around Fosenka's screen. Fioy's going to pull up for the mid-range jumper and got it. And that halves the deficit. First score for Ariel Fioy. Lawrence looking to go to work again. Back out to Bender. Receives it again, the American. Lawrence thinking about the 3 perhaps as he looks to attack Fosenka. Feeds it into Bender and he gets contact and will go to the line for 2. Petter Bender, experienced Czech international. He's represented the Czech national team at 2 Eurobaskets. This was the steal from Krisch. Nobody near him as he put that one in. Second foul here on Des Wells, one of Avellino's leading scorers, so that's a concern for him, with only less than 4 minutes played in the game. And the overall foul situation is a concern for coach Sacripanti and his team. Avellino have committed 4 fouls already. So any foul for the next 6 minutes and 12 seconds from their defence, whether it's a shooting foul or not, will send the Nymburk offensive player to the foul line. Wells goes to the bench on those 2 fouls. Lorenzo De Cola in the game for the first time. Fioy around the big frame of Fosenka, pulls up for the 3, Fioy, and gets it to fall. They've called it a 2 by the looks of it. Over on the far side, Berisha stepping in, banks it in. How about that from Dardan Berisha? Getting his angles spot on off the backboard. Nymburk by 4 again. Across to the far side, it was a wide open look for 3. The pump fake, Rich trying to get inside as well. They're trying to get as close to the basket as they can. And Martin Lunen will have to earn them from the stripe in the end. No wonder they try and get in close, because they are, as I mentioned at the start of the broadcast, one of the most accurate shooting teams in the competition inside. But as I also mentioned, they're not one of the best free throw shooting teams. Although Lunen taking care of business so far on this trip, able to get them both. Wide open 3, and Bender makes it count. Nobody anywhere near him. Nymburk by 5, and that's the largest lead of the game. 16 points in less than 5 minutes for them. Lunen into Fosenka, and he's fouled by Bender. You can see the size difference between Bender and Fosenka there. And that's pretty much the same whenever Fosenka goes up against anybody. Here's Fioy. Fioy taking on a 3, contested this time. Rebound pulled down by Bohacik. Nymburk looking to add to their 5-point advantage here. Lawrence takes the quick 3 and drains it from the high post. Eugene Lawrence lighting up this first quarter. 8 points for Lawrence and an 8-point Nymburk lead. Eugene Lawrence full of confidence. Free firing in the opening 6 minutes. Nymburk have scored 19 points and we're only just over the midway point of the quarter.
Nacho, if you make him catch it here, maybe he's ready for his help. Don't reach.
Well, what a start it's been from the Czech champions. Fosenka doing well early on for Avellino, but for the most part, his size and physicality inside has been limited. Eugene Lawrence has taken over, this time blazing past Rich. That part of a three-point play. And then he knocked down the three-pointer as well to force the timeout. Rich got a bit of payback here. Attacking quickly off the back of that. Key players stepping up for both teams, but none more so than Eugene Lawrence. Eight points for him, an 8-point Nymburk lead, just over the midway point of the quarter. Decola moves it back to Fioy, across to the far side to Lunin. Lunin onto the corner to Rich. Rich looking to close in on the basket again. Backing down his man, there's the turnaround fadeaway jumper, wouldn't go. Offensive rebound, Lunin. Fosenka then got fouled as he looked to rise to the rim. Foul on Petter Bender. His second, both of them tussling with Fosenka. Made sure he caught him across the forearm. Bender's 6'8", but Fosenka still towers over the top of him. Martin Peterka has come into the game. There's a miss from the line for Fosenka. Remember, from the foul line, Avellino only shooting across the season 65.9%. Nymburk able to get that one to go, and everything is falling easily for them. Straight in the game was Peterka to score. And off the back of two missed free throws from Fosenka, the first double-digit lead, Fioy. Lunin. There's contact away from the ball. It's going to be a foul, I think, on Berisha. That will send Avellino to the line. Nymburk have actually got to the foul limit quicker than the Italians. Didn't look like it was going to be that way a few minutes ago. But we're seeing perhaps already a bit of evidence of that hacking tactic from Nymburk early on. Berisha picks up his second foul. Coach Ronan Ginsborg will be well aware that Avellino don't shoot the ball well from the stripe. And there's another miss. Jason Rich. Only 6 and a bit minutes in, Avellino find themselves down in a hole already. Rich at least makes it a single-digit game. Pavel Pumperla in for Nymburk. Here's Eugene Lawrence. Lawrence taking the ring road around the defense. Back out to Pumperla, across to this near side to Hruban, who's in for the first time as well. Prodded away from him. Avellino come up with a steal. They'll wait and play in the half court. Thomas Scrubb, the Canadian, in the game for the first time. Fioy now. Across to the far side. Again, they're looking all the time for Fosenka. Fosenka trying to get free for the high entry pass. Instead, it's the outside shot, and Avellino miss again. The Italians on a real drought right now. Peterka getting in towards the baseline. Hruban. On to Peterka, who shoots the three and strokes it beautifully. Martin Peterka. He's come in and scored 5 points. He only averages 4.4 through the season. 12 points, the Nymburk lead. Jason Rich now. Fioy. Fosenka coming out to run interference, then moves back in towards the low post, receives it now, prodded away though by Eugene Lawrence. Won back quickly by Avellino. Rich to the far side, it ends up being an open three, although Fioy can't make it count. Lawrence this time will control it and look to dictate the tempo. He's already hit from that spot. This time goes across to Hruban for a three. It was just short for Senka, another rebound. Decolle. Avellino 0 of 4 from three-point range, as you can see. Fioy into Fosenko. Lawrence almost got a piece of it again, but turned on this time to Jason Rich. The big man to the little man down low. Fruban. Here's Peterka, who's got the hot hand since coming in. Eugene Lawrence trying the behind-the-back pass, deflected back kindly for them in the end. Bohatchik. Still plenty of time on the shot clock. He's going to drive in. Left hand, strong, aggressive move to the hole. .26 points in the quarter for Nymburk. Fioy. Fosenko calling for it, bypasses him. Scrub, will they shoot another three? Tries to turn on the corner of the paint, and he's fouled by Bohatchik. Here's Fosenko with the assist inside, this time to Rich. The big man coming out away from the basket to turn into the playmaker. Scrub at the stripe awkwardly, gets that one to fall. They were only 4 of 8 from the foul line before that. He does get both of them though, the Canadian. 10 points the gap again, a minute and change remaining in the first quarter. Kendrick Ray is in the game for Nymburk, the number 0. Peterka, he's going to shoot another three. Misses this one though. Rebound Bruno Fittipaldo. Fittipaldo, who didn't play in that reverse meeting back on game day 5. Rich across towards Fittipaldo, and the pass way too high for his teammate. It's not clicking for coach Stefano Sacripanti and his team. Viorel on to Pumperla. Here's Kendrick Ray. Viorel across to Ray again. Shot clock down to 7. Ray puts it up corner of the paint and gets it to drop. Avellino giving themselves a mountain to climb here at the end of the first quarter. Can they give themselves some joy to close out the first? Fittipaldo for 3, looked left of the basket all the way, and Ray grabs the rebound. Shot clock turned off, 5 seconds to shoot here. Ray, the crossover into the lane, over the top of the defense, wouldn't go. It's away in time, but just off the mark from Pumperla. Well, what an offensive output for CEZ Nymburk, the Czech champions, in the first quarter. 28 points. They lead Avellino after 10 minutes by 12, 28 to 16. Nymburk have shot 8 of 11 inside, 3 of 6 from downtown, and made all 3 of their free throw attempts as well. Very impressive indeed. Avellino struggling predominantly from the outside, 0 of 5.
More in front, we need to push more side, not directly. Stay with the chest in front of the ball. Chest in front of the ball and slide. You can run over, under, doesn't matter. You and Moita, spread out. I want me to go second pick and roll. Stay comfy, take the baseline.
Fosenko got Avellino up and running early on, but once Nymburk got on the board, they didn't look back. Everybody contributing. 8 points for Eugene Lawrence. Towards the middle of that quarter, he leads the way for them. 7 points for Petter Bender as well. This was Krish in full flow down the floor off the steal. Peterka came in and scored 5 points for them off the bench as well. And 4 other players have got themselves in the scoring column of the box score. You can see Lawrence and Bender hitting from downtown for Nymburk. Avellino have missed all 5 of their long-range attempts. As for the Italians, 4 points from Fioy, 6 from Rich to lead the way. Nobody else has scored more than 2. Here we go then, start of the second quarter. CEZ Nymburk 28, Sidigas Avellino 16. Just a reminder of the position, Nymburk starting third in the group, Avellino fourth. A couple of wins behind their hosts today. Decollet. Here's Scrub, he's going to shoot the three. Can't get the bounce, that's 0 of 6 now from downtown. Kendrick Ray back out. Fruban throws the pump fake, nice feed inside. They play it back out again. Picked off though, one pass too many. Here come Avellino in transition, getting it to fall. A much needed basket for them right off the bat at the start of the second. Decollet. Viorel. It was nice team basketball from Nymburk, but they had chances to shoot and didn't pull the trigger on that last offense. And they've turned it over again here. So back-to-back turnovers at the start of the second quarter. This was the interception. And that free burst down the floor for Lorenzo Decollet. A chance to make it a single-digit game here. Fittipaldo. Fittipaldo prodding and probing, and Lunan firing, and nice pass in the end as he hung it high to Amadi Undiai. Undiai in the game, making an instant impact. Coming in for Fasenka and flying up to receive the alley-oop pass. What size they have in that centre position. A 7'1" centre replaced by a 7-foot centre. Timeout call.
Okay, stay more in front of the ball with your chest. 1-on-1 in front of the ball and use your hand on the ball. It's too easy. If you play 1-on-1 in defense, we're a cover. Come on, 1-on-1 in defense. Go!
You see Nymburk dominating the boards at the moment. They do rank third in the competition in rebounds. That one in off the backboard, getting the band tuning up. Bender from downtown. And Eugene Lawrence right on song. Lawrence leading the way with those 8 points. That time the assist for Peterka. Lawrence so far has been the man to conduct the orchestra. Here he is again. Another pass, the cut down the baseline and the flying finish from Fruban. The Czech champions on the charge. Again, a pinpoint pass from Eugene Lawrence. Double-digit lead once more. Another miss from three-point range for Avellino. I make that 0 of 7 now. Here goes Ray, looking to go coast to coast. Waits for the cavalry to arrive in the form of Fruban, and this time he'll have to earn them from the stripe. Good composure in the paint from Ray. Fruban with the easier opportunity. Arriving as the tail, and now he'll go to the line for 2. Nymburk a perfect 5 of 5 from the foul line, and the lead is back to 12. Avellino just 6 of 10, as you can see, from the stripe. Lunan. Fittipaldo into the lane, into traffic though, knocked away and recovered by Lawrence. He releases Ray. Ray bursting through and finishing. Another assist for Lawrence. 4 assists and 8 points for him now. Attacking from the perimeter and kicking it back out to scrub was Lunan. 0 of 8 from downtown. Ray unable to handle that one. Ndie releasing Fittipaldo. 3-point shot misses again. Lawrence looking so good handling the ball. He'll pull up for another 3. Eugene Lawrence misses this one. Offensive rebound for Kendrick Ray though. A fresh 14 for Nymburk to work with. Lawrence, will he fire again? This time putting the moves on the defense. Back out to Ruban for 3. Bang! 17-point Nymburk lead. Eugene Lawrence running the show. And Ruban up to 7 points now. And this was the margin of victory that Nymburk needed to overturn to try and win the head-to-head. They lead by 17 already. Wells in the lane trying to get the better of Lawrence, who's frustrated that he was called for the foul. He's saying he got the ball. Look at this, the crossover from Lawrence and then the awareness and the execution to know exactly where his teammate was on the perimeter. That was the foul down the other end. He's working hard offensively and defensively. Eugene Lawrence, the star of the show so far. He'll get a well-earned rest as well. 8 points off 3 of 4 shooting and 4 assists in 11 minutes on court so far. Des Wells is the player at the line, had 19 points, 3 steals and a block. In that game day 5 win over Nymburk, he was 8 of 11 from the field that day. He gets his foul shots to fall here, Wells, but he's not taken a shot from the field yet. Pomperla. High catch over on the far side for Paterka. He'll give it to Ray. On the move here, receiving is Bohacik. Bohacik into the lane, back out. Ruban will shoot another 3, misses this time. Offensive rebound again. Nice pirouette in the paint, big time block though from Ndie. Amadi Ndie taking to the skies to swat this one away. Still, Nymburk ball leading by 15. Ray going all the way through. Oh, what a move, Kendrick Ray. "17 points, the advantage again. Fioy. Lunan looking to the far side, then looking to get to the baseline and getting contact along the way from Krish. Only the second foul on Nymburk, first on Krish. Fioy will inbound from the baseline, and they find a free player in the form of Des Wells. That's his first field goal attempt, and he gets it to go. He got away from somebody in the paint. 15 points the gap then, 5.5 to play in the first half. Kendrick Ray now orchestrating the offense in the absence of Eugene Lawrence, going all the way through himself, missing. And Avellino a chance to try and build up a little bit of momentum here. Lunan out to this near side to Wells, and an offensive foul called inside on the big man, Ndie. They just can't seem to build any kind of consistency. An opportunity to make it back-to-back scores to try and eat into this sizable deficit. And the offensive foul called against the number 55. And now an offensive foul the other way on Jaromir Bohacik. So Avellino do have a chance to cut it to 12 or 13. Second foul on Krish, with Bohacik attacking. It was Krish setting the illegal screen. Across to the near side, high catch for Lunan. Scrub moving it across to Fioy. Fioy got the defense down on the deck. then just drove into traffic, still flips one up, misses it though, and Krish grabs the rebound. Kruban, the crossover onto the left, tries to play the pass to the corner. Des Wells getting his hands up to block the passing lane. Avellino really in a position now where they need to fight for each and every ball on each and every play. The game is not got away from them yet, but it very much is in danger of doing so. If this lead gets to 20 points plus, then, well, barring a miracle, you can almost put it down in the books as a Nymburk win. They lead by 15 at the moment. One of the best offensive teams in the competition, and they're showing just why so far. Missed that time though. Rebound and Di. Quick release down the floor. Scrub able to keep it in play on this near sideline. Nymburk battering Avellino on the boards. Scrub will take on a three-pointer and misses. They're throwing up bricks from the outside. 0 of 11 now from three-point range. Ray elevates. The long two wouldn't go down. Another rebound on Di. Another chance to close the gap a little. Fioy the crossovers, again running into a crowded area. Hangs it high off the window, won't go. Nymburk are just packing the paint defensively, making it difficult for Avellino to shoot inside. Bohacic from the corner nails another three for Nymburk. Largest lead of the game at 18. Bohacic, who was 1 of 8 in the defeat in Avellino on game day 5, has hit both and has 5 points here. And as a team altogether, Nymburk are lighting it up, shooting 61% inside and 5 of 10 from downtown.
If we have an easy shot, we call the ball, we catch the ball, we call the set offense, we execution, they stay defense. Not every time 1 against 5 we take a shot. If we have easy shot, we execution, and we stay together.
And with these guys' safety for a second, we see what's going on, and then we recover.
Speed again.
Okay? Let's go blue now. Blue.
Well, the Czech champions are getting the better of this one in just about every single area on the box score. Draining shots from all angles, making it difficult for Avellino to shoot. They're forcing Avellino to shoot from the outside when they don't really want to. And the Italians just haven't had the answers on offense or defense. A really good scoring spread from Nymburk as well. Still led by the 8 points of Lawrence. A couple of players on 7, 6 and 5. Lunan backing in near side of the paint, turns to try and face the basket, across to the far side to Scrub. Scrub will get into the lane as well and gets that one to bounce in. Again, shooting in traffic though. And it's been the story of the half for Avellino. Peterka, the pump fake, finds his free man in the corner. Another three, wouldn't go down this time. Lunan the rebound. Quarterback pass down the floor. Scrub able to lay it up and in. Back-to-back scores for Avellino for the first time in a long time. 3 minutes remaining in the half. They trail by 14. Eugene Lawrence back in the game and misses the shot. And then dribbled off the shins of Martin Lunan beyond the reach of Des Wells. And that rather sums up this half for Avellino. They try and put together a bit of a run, and they come up with the sloppiest turnover you could imagine. They'll call to their leading scorer, Jason Rich, to come back and help them out. Lawrence. It's another good look for three. Peterka off the mark. Scrub with the rebound, beating his opposite number, Berisha, to the ball. Rich again, they'll shoot another three and finally get one to go at the 11th time of asking. 10 straight missed three-pointers before that one goes down. It's only an 11-point game. Berisha trying to change that and does. Only Berisha's second score. 13 points the gap. Fioi prodding and probing. And the foul on Berisha, who can't believe that as he tangled on the perimeter with Fosenka and he picks up his third. So that's a big blow for Nymburk. Berisha, their leading scorer through the season on an average basis, and now 3 fouls. If you're new to the sport, or if you're new to the sport in Europe, it is 5 fouls and you're out. He's got 3 already. Lunan feeding it into Fosenka. Fosenka looking to roll his man Bender and get to the basket. And they triple teamed, almost quadruple teamed him. He couldn't find a way out, but he did get hit. Look at that, 4 Nymburk players around Fosenka. There would have been 3 free players on the perimeter if he could have found a pass out. Third foul on Bohacic, so he's in foul trouble as well. Nymburk are at the foul limit already, as they were early in the first quarter as well. Fosenka hits one. They were only 4 of 8 from the line to start, but now increasing their percentage dramatically. 11 of 15, I make it. And Fosenka, who missed both on his previous trip, has now hit both. Look at this, they could make it a single-digit game here. It's Scrub travelling the length of the floor and putting it in. Fast break offense from Avellino, and very quickly back in business in this ball game. Off the Fosenka block to deny Lawrence, the quick release down the floor, and Scrub with the left-hand layup.
Don't move the ball, okay? We just play immediately. Don't rush. We're going to get shots. Make sure we're going to get this guy on pick and roll. We're going to get shots. Okay? I want Michi to take big man. All right? You take the other one.
One time, we called L side without pass. Point guard, come, number 4, number 5, number 3, number 2. One step and screen. Like this.
I said only a few minutes ago, once the lead gets to 20 plus, then Avellino are in real trouble, but it got to as many as 18, and then the Italians rallied. Big alley-oop finish from Undiai that time. Started to build momentum for them. That was a lovely assist from Eugene Lawrence. The Shruban cut down the baseline. Kendrick Ray flying through as well. But in the last few minutes, it's Avellino who've been on the charge and closed that 18-point gap down to just 9. Scrub has played a key part in that. The Canadian has 8 points. He's their leading scorer. Paterka. Shruban. Lawrence now. Denied by Fosenka on that last offense. Looks to attack the big Ukrainian again. This time putting the moves on him. Fosenka grabs the rebound though off the wayward shot. Fioi will take his time. Only a minute and change remaining in the half. Down to the baseline went Rich, back out. Lunan shooting the 3. Fosenka trying to get underneath it. Great balance from Scrub. Did he stay in play? He did. The home fans don't like that call. They thought he put his heel on the line. Fosenka inside, can't finish. And Lawrence able to handle it. Across to the far side to Shruban. Looking to drive inside. Pumperla now. Up and under layup wouldn't go. Lunan the rebound. Quick release down the floor to Fioi. Fioi stops and pops for 3 and got it to close the gap to 6 points. A Fioi firecracker from the outside. There's a foul over on the far side on Fioi. Would you believe it, having missed their first 10 in a row from downtown, they've now hit 2 of their last 3. including that one from Fioy that closes the gap from 18 down to 6 in this second quarter. 7 seconds differential between shot and game clock at the end of the half. Did he step on the line here? That is incredibly close. Lawrence moving it across to Peterka, moved on one further, shot clock down to the final couple of seconds. Ruban for 3, no. There's the big rebound. Quick release down the floor, they'll get a shot away here. Will the tip go? Yes, it will. Avellino overdrive at the end of the half. From 18 down, they've closed the gap to just 4. A full court burst to beat the buzzer from Sidigas Avellino. Would you believe that scoreline? Having trailed by 18 at the half, it's Nymburk 44, Avellino 40. A quick look at the stats. Struggling from the outside, Avellino, but after missing their first 10, they've now hit 2 of their last 3. They've got the better percentages inside, and they've improved their free throw shooting percentage after struggling in that regard at the start of the game. Rebounding numbers pretty much dead even. A couple of extra steals for Avellino, a couple of extra assists for Nymburk. A couple of blocks for them already, the leading team in the league in that department, and 1 fewer turnover. So they have, for the most part, protected the ball quite well. You can see Nymburk fouling consistently to try and take advantage of that Avellino poor percentage from the line, but at the moment, it's not really coming to fruition. After a poor start from the stripe, they've now hit 10 of 14 for 71%. Avellino led by the 8 points off the bench of Thomas Scrub. They've also had 7 apiece for Lunan and Fioy, including that big 3-pointer to close the gap for Senka, trying to bully Nymburk inside. Eugene Lawrence leads the way with 8 points for the Czech champions. They've also got 7 from Huban and 7 from Bender. Do join us for the second half in what is now a very close game. Coming your way in around 10 minutes' time. At the break, it's CEZ Nymburk 44, Sidigas Avellino 40. Welcome back to Nymburk in the Czech Republic, where the home team, the Czech champions CEZ Nymburk, lead by just 4 at the break over the Italian Sidigas Avellino, 44-40. They have led by as many as 18 points in the second quarter before the gap was closed. Avellino going on the charge in the final few minutes of the first half. And what a rally from the Italians, who are trying to keep themselves in the top 4 of Group D. With 2 games to play, it would put them in a good position in a very close group. Nymburk are looking for a win that would just about seal their place in the playoffs. Just a reminder of the position in the group. Besiktas come into game day 12, 8 and 11 at the top of the standings. Nanterre and Nymburk then 2nd and 3rd respectively at 7 and 4. And Avellino 4th, a couple of wins further back, 5 and 6. They're ahead of Ostende only on points differential. Ostende in 5th, although they're currently losing at Zielona Góra in a game that tipped off at the same time as this one. They trail by 9 at the half. Zielona have poured in 47 first half points in that one. And although Zielona Góra are the bottom side in the group, they're only 1 win behind Avellino. It's remarkably tight. Avellino 5 wins, Ostende 5 wins, and then the bottom 3 clubs, Bonn, Aris and Zielona Góra, all have 4 wins. So this is very much a group that's going to go down to the wire. And this a very tight game that perhaps could go down to the wire as well. Eugene Lawrence there leading the way for Nymburk. All 8 of his points coming pretty early on though. He was running the show early with 8 points and 4 assists, but then faded. Lawrence hit 3 of his first 4 shots. He's since missed 3 in a row. Leading the way for Avellino. As part of that charge, the 8 points of Thomas Scrub off the bench. 3 of 7 from the field. 4 rebounds as well. They've had 7 from Fioy and 7 from Lunin, the captain. 6 as well from their leading scorer through the season, Jason Rich. Nymburk are going to have to refocus and regroup and retaliate, because Avellino stole the momentum heading into the break. The band tuning up, trying to get the Czech champs back on the charge. Start of the second half, 44-40 in Nymburk's favour, although the wind in the Avellino sails. Pohacik across to Eugene Lawrence. Can he get back going? Across to the far side, 3-point shot wouldn't go down for Berisha. Offensive rebound though, and a fresh 14 to work with. Pohacik moving it on. Lawrence to the far side. Berisha will step in, attack with real aggression from the perimeter. Berisha, one of a couple of players in real foul trouble in the first half. He started the second half on 3 fouls. Fioy getting into the lane, can't float that one up. Lawrence tipping it back to Scrub, out to this near side, wide open 3, wouldn't go for Jason Rich. So Nymburk by 6, and Berisha, having hit that first shot of the half, taking on another. The 3-pointer wouldn't go. And the rebound grabbed by Fasenka. Here's Rich. He bypasses Fasenka to find Lunin. What an eye-of-the-needle pass that is to Scrub, but he's trapped as he balances on the baseline. Out to the corner, Fioy for 3. Wouldn't fall. Remember, they missed their first 10 3-pointers in the game, Avellino, before hitting 2 of the next 3. Eugene Lawrence, pirouette into the paint, back out to Bender. Here's Berisha. Will he look to shoot for the 3rd time already in the quarter? Wants to take on Fasenka here. Finds the pass to the corner for the 3-point shot. And the rebound grabbed by Scrub. Avellino still looking for their first score of the second half with Rich. Lunin inside to Fasenka, up against Bender again. Back out to Scrub. Scrub will take on a 3 and drains it over the top of Lawrence. 11 points off the bench for Thomas Scrubb. Berisha and Bender will try and answer back with a 3 for Nymburk, and does. They restore the 6-point advantage as Bender moves to double digits. Fioy looking to dance his way through the defense, and a nice finish at the end of it. 9 points for Fioy as well. Oh, nice crossover from the right onto the left to beat Vasenka from Martin Krish. And the points are free-flowing now here in the third quarter. Jason Rich with the entry pass. Vasenka back out. Scrubb the corner 3. In, back out, and in again. Back-to-back threes from Thomas Scrubb. Gap closed to 3. Scrubb now has 14. Here goes Krish again. Same crossover. This time kicks it out to Berisha. Steps into mid-range. Krish puts it in. Lovely 1-2 punch combination. Berisha and Krish combining. Fioy back to Vasenka. He'll take on the three-pointer and gets it to drop. Ariel Fioy, they've hit 3 in a row from the outside now, Avellino. The lead has been closed from 18 down to 2. Eugene Lawrence across to the far side, gets it back from Berisha, who'll shoot over the top of Vasenka. It's short. The rebound grabbed by Lunan. Rich taking his time. Can they complete the comeback here, the Italians? Lunan might look out to Scrubb. Will he take on another 3? Passes it up to Rich. Rich getting inside against Lawrence, and the contact called. Well, both sets of players really stepping up on offense here at the start of the second half. There's a real intensity about the game at the moment. That's the 3rd foul on Lawrence as well. So Lawrence, Berisha and Bohicek all on 3 for Nymburk. Fioy. Rich. Shot clock down to 6. Rich out to the corner. Scrubb entry pass to Vasenka. Vasenka surrounded by the triple team and has the ball wrestled off him. He's fuming. He wants the foul. He doesn't get it. Nymburk on the attack here. Bender found by Ray, who gets it back. Here's Bender again. Over the head pass. Back to Ray. Got it. Kendrick Ray keeps Nymburk's noses in front. Avellino have got back within touching distance, but haven't yet been able to complete the comeback. Lunan. Now Rich, and look at the tangling between Krish and Vasenka away from the ball. He's all riled up right now because he felt he should have had a foul on the previous offense when he got triple teamed and had the ball stolen from him. There's a look at this one. 3 players around him. Bohicek, it was, who looked like he might have made some contact, and then this is the one afterwards. He's called for the offensive foul. Ray steps back with a hand in his face and nails the long 2 over the top of Rich. Could hardly have seen the basket, Kendrick Ray. The home team shooting 50% from the floor, lead by 7. Here goes Rich down the baseline, trying to readjust in the paint, misses the shot. And now Kendrick Ray can lead the charge forward. Quick release, gets it back, stops and pops for 3, but he's way off, recovered on the baseline, and then flipped up off the mark by Bohacik. Scrubb, 7 points still the gap. On to Fioy. And Fioy now will dictate the tempo. Vasenka looking to move inside. Scrubb will shoot another 3 and gets it, his 3rd of the quarter. 17 points now for Thomas Scrubb. He's 3 of 6 from downtown, but all 3 of them coming here in the 3rd. Hruban into Bender. Bender trying to roll basket side of Fioy, who commits the foul. Petter Bender playing so hard at the age of 35. He's put an awful lot in. 10 points, a couple of assists, a couple of rebounds. He's going to go to the bench here with Martin Peterka giving him a rest. 5 points, 5 rebounds for Peterka, who's 2 of 4 from the field. He comes back in. Bender on the bench receiving a few instructions. 4 points the gap. Here's Hruban, mid-range, tries to play the pass into traffic, prodded away and recovered. Only 5 left on the shot clock. Here goes Ray, bursting through the gears, attacking the basket and getting it to fall over the top of Fosenka. 13 now for Kendrick Ray. He was limited to just 4 of 13 from the field in the defeat in Avellino on game day 5. He's 6 of 10 here. Fioy thought about the deep 3, clings onto it under pressure from Ray. Fioy across to the far side. They do put up the 3 in the end. It's flattened off the mark though by Lunan. Ray leading the charge once more. Wide open 3 wouldn't go down for Peterka. Nice pass out from Fosenka. Scrub held up on the perimeter though. Lunan backing in, maybe looking to go one-on-one here. Getting all the way into the paint, rolling away from Krish, but then turning it over. Ray lively, then finds the pass on offense. And it's flipped up and in on the fast break by Bohacik. Nymburk have found their groove again. They lead by 8. And Kendrick Ray, the man to spark this run. "13 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and that steal now in 11 minutes on the court for Kendrick Ray.
Don't play only transition, no, because after we go up and down and we miss. Catch the ball, point guard, call our offense. Okay, now in offense we call
another pick, and you force the switch again. So you're gonna get one-on-one with the guard, and Vojta will spread out. Attack! If you see Vojta's man help, you're gonna be open, and you move to search the floor.
And Coach Stefano Sacripanti not happy with the run and gun style of the offense right now. It's Nymburk who are dictating the tempo. Bender knocking down 1 from deep. He's hit both of his 3-point attempts. Krish with the crossover, getting away from the long limbs of Fosenka. Fosenka, a nice pass out to Scrub, who's 3 of 3 from downtown here in the 3rd. A bit of good fortune with that one. Avellino got within 2, but now trail by 8. Rich, able to regather. Scrub will shoot from the outside again, but misses one. And Ray adds another rebound to his tally. 7 now. Kendrick Ray taking his time. They're working the final 10 seconds of the shot clock. Peterka across to Hruban. Down to 5 now. Hruban in towards the strike, knocked away, puts it up and puts it in. With just 1 second left on the shot clock. Lead back to double digits for Nymburk, who found their second wind. And they're shooting 61% inside. Final 2 minutes of the 3rd. Fioy trying to hang one up towards Ndi. I'm not sure if that was a shot or an attempt at the alley-oop pass. Here's Ray, forced away by Lunan. Ray on the dribble drive, burst to the basket, doing a bit of window shopping high off the glass. Kendrick Ray got that one falling to the floor, and Nymburk lead by 12. 15 points for Ray. Holding off the attentions of Scrub. Getting away from the big blocker and DI as well. Over the top of both of them. He went down with a bang, but he got his just reward. Brilliantly done from Kendrick Ray. An injury concern for Avellino here on that attempted shot block from Amadi Ndiaye. But Ray is the man of the moment right now for the Czech champions. 7 of 11 from the field, 15 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists and a steal. Ndiaye goes to the bench. Fioy. Fosenka's in at the centre position for Avellino. Lunin back to Rich. Rich looking to work behind the big wide frame of Fosenka. And a foul call on Hruban. So Nymburk have led by 18. They've been reeled into within 2. And now they're up by 12 again. First foul on Hruban. Only the second on Nymburk in the quarter. They were at the limit pretty early in both the first and second quarters. You can see not fouling as much now after Avellino started to make their foul shots. Seems like a tactical ploy. They're fouling early on. They've abandoned that stance now. Ray grabs another rebound. On course for a double-double here. Kendrick Ray, 8 rebounds, 15 points. Krish. Back to Ray. Shot clock down to 6 here. Ray through the legs, takes the pull-up 3. Can't get it to go. Fosenka adds another rebound to his sizable tally. Fittipaldo to Rich. Rich looking to work with Fosenka, who then rolls inside. Fittipaldo, the crossover onto the left, into the lane, puts it up in traffic and puts it in. Shot clock turned off at the end of the third, 10 points the gap. Avellino could do with a good defensive play here, and instead they commit the foul. Fittipaldo, that's one way to stop Kendrick Ray. They do have fouls to give, so 6 seconds on the clock at the end of the third. And Nymburk will inbound from this near sideline. Hruban to Krish. Krish, the crossover onto the left, that long left arm layup again. Thrown up from almost the full length of the court. And that will do it for the third quarter. Avellino starting the half down by 4, got within 2, but Nymburk have rediscovered their form and they lead by 10, 66 to 56, led by the 15 points and 8 rebounds of Kendrick Ray.
Immediately pick, everybody spread, one under the baseline, and we spread. Then 3.
Come blue, number 2, number 3. Number 1, number 5, pick a lot, we switch. We switch in defense.
Let's have a look at some of the key moments of that third quarter. Berisha getting going very early on, but so too his opposite number, Thomas Scrub. 3 from the outside in quick succession at the start of the quarter. Fioy there on the strong burst to the basket. Avellino getting within 2. Krish with a nice crossover to beat Fosenka. There's another one of Scrub's 3-pointers. He leads the way for Avellino with 17. Krish getting down the baseline that time. Fioy getting one to rattle and drop over the head pass back to Kendrick Ray, who's stolen the spotlight now. 7 of 12 from the field. 15 points to lead the home team in scoring, who also have Bender in double figures with 10. We've seen some really positive drives to the basket from Kendrick Ray, full of energy, full of quality. That time finding the pass in full flow to Bohacik. And Hruban, in touching distance of double figures himself, has 9. Start of the fourth quarter, it's a double-digit Nymburk lead, 66-56. Fittipaldo moving it to Lunin. Lunin inside to Fosenka. Fosenka had it knocked away. There's the turnover to start the fourth for Avellino. Here's Kendrick Ray. Ray, the little hesitation on the dribble. The pass back from the baseline. Peterka puts it in. Ray has taken charge. Doing a bit of everything. The force very much with Nymburk right now, and it's a long way back from here for Avellino, but they showed earlier in the game they can do it from this kind of a deficit. Fittipaldo across to the far side. Fosenka, the pass too high and too quick for him. And it's back-to-back turnovers in the first minute of the fourth for Avellino. Nymburk looking to move 3 wins ahead of Avellino. And it kind of makes the head-to-head irrelevant if they do that. Krish. Across to Kendrick Ray. Ray on the burst, the nice footwork inside. Can't beat the big man though. Des Wells. Wells had a bit of early foul trouble, back in the game now, knocked away, and another turnover. 3 Avellino turnovers in less than a minute and a half at the start of the fourth. Certainly not what they had in mind. Ruban pressed against his own baseline, found a way out, looking to travel coast to coast. Finds Peterka in the corner. Krish. Across to Ruban, puts the ball on the floor, steps in for the long range 2. Wouldn't go down. Quick release from Fosenka to Fittipaldo. Free on the baseline here was Wells, and a foul called against Peterka. Remember, Avellino won the reverse meeting by 17, so Nymburk would have to better that tally to win their head-to-head, but if they win the game, moving 3 wins ahead of Avellino with 3 games left to play pretty much means they're going to get the better of the Italians in the standings anyway. And it would just about guarantee their place in the playoffs if they could complete the job here. Fittipaldo from the outside off the mark. Wells drops the ball. They're still waiting for their first score of the fourth. Fittipaldo picks up the pieces here but runs it beyond the baseline. That sums it up for coach Sacripanti's team at the moment. Putting effort in but not getting any reward. And they're without Amadi Undiai as well. He went down injured in the third. Kendrick Ray out to the near side to Ruban. Bohacic looking to attack from the near side. Bohacic, quick head fake, high arcing shot, wouldn't go down. A foul underneath on Ruban. Second on Nymburk in the quarter. Lovely move from him. They look like a team that's playing with confidence right now, Nymburk. Fittipaldo inside to Fosenka. They'll shoot the 3 and they'll get the 3 to give themselves a bit of hope. Des Wells from the outside. 9 points the gap, 7 minutes and change remaining. Kendrick Ray taking his time working in the half court here. Bohacic. Shot clock's down to the final 3 seconds. Ray puts it up from way outside. It's short. Trying to grab his own rebound. Beaten to it by Wells, though. 1-2. Quick passes down the floor and put in off the backboard by Scrub. They've closed the gap to 7 with nearly 7 minutes still to play. Avellino not giving up hope just yet. And that one forces the timeout from the home team. 5 points without reply from the Italians, and this is still very much game on.
out defense. So if we stop, we need to run. They're more aggressive with us. We need to fight back. Okay? We need to fight back. Play horns against this matchup. All shirt. Shirt or horns? But if we play shirt, I want to be
and up and arms up. Number 4. Okay. Number 4 and after number 5. Now we call M blue.
Well, there's every chance if Avellino do lose this one that they're going to lose their grip on 4th spot. With just 2 games of the regular season to play, they're really scrapping, fighting to try and stay in it. Despite Kendrick Ray's 15 points and 8 rebounds to lead the way for Nymburk. The home team have been up by 18, close to 2, up by 12 again very recently. But the outside shooting of Thomas Scrub helping to reduce the arrears. Avellino 5 unanswered points, and back within 7. Eugene Lawrence. Ruban. Krish coming across to try and run a bit of interference. Ruban will take the quick 3-pointer on the turn. And the rebound grabbed by Lunin. Avellino could get even closer here, down to 4 or 5. Lunin. Scrub is on the move from the near side across to the far side. So too is Fittipaldo here. Lunin looking to that far side, comes back to Fittipaldo. Shot clock winding down. Fittipaldo gets inside, tries to hang it up. Fosenko grabs the rebound and gets fouled. Fosenko with his 9th rebound of the game. Bender called for the foul again. He's done a good job for the most part on Fosenko. Such a difficult matchup. And Fosenko's getting his foul shots to fall. He's 3 of 5 from the stripe. In fact, make it 3 of 6 after that miss. Fans for both clubs hanging on each and every play right now. Lawrence. Here's Bender, the long 2, nails it. Petter Bender having a big game, 12 points for him now. Fittipaldo. Bender's 4 of 5 from the field for those 12. Fosenko. Fittipaldo back out. Here's the sharpshooter. Thomas Scrub with his 4th from the outside. 22 points. Avellino within 5 now with 5 minutes and change to play. Ruban to Lawrence. Lawrence looking to attack from the corner. Cross-court pass to Ray, who draws contact. No, he doesn't. It's a travel as he looked to attack Scrub. Avellino could make it a single possession game with still almost half of the quarter to play, having trailed by 12 only a few moments ago. Scrub. And a foul that time. Fosenko flustered once more. Offensive foul from the big Ukrainian. Bender back to Eugene Lawrence. Ray, quick catch and shoot for 3. Got it. The Ray gun firing again. 18 points for Kendrick Ray. Lunin. Fittipaldo. Gap widened to 8 here. Shot clock winding down on Fittipaldo as he tries to burst through a gap. Difficult shot, wouldn't go. Big commanding take on the rebound from Peterka, with Fosenko flying up to greet him in midair. Really putting his body on the line with this rebound, Peterka. That is a big man colliding with you. Pasenka picks up his third foul and will go to the bench, as will the rest of his teammates. A timeout called on the floor here. Avellino twice have closed big deficits to get close, but Nymburk at the moment just holding off the challenge.
Okay, switch everything. Also with number 5, switch everything when we call zone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch everything. No easy shot.
Stay, move. Come ball. Away. Come away. Corners will be open. Okay, also attack closeouts. Okay. Understand? If at some point we start.
Such a fascinating back and forth game in such a fascinating back and forth group here in the regular season of the Basketball Champions League. Avellino refusing to lay down and die. Nymburk doing their best to not only kill off today's opponents, but kill off any chances of not making the playoffs. And if they could dot the I's and cross the T's on this performance and get the win, they would just about guarantee their place in the next stage. The Czech champions, well supported by fans of all ages. They lead by 8 points with 4 minutes and change to play. Kruban will take the quick three off the mark. Bender trying to bat it away. Recovered on the far side, but only into the hands of Ray to Peterka. Can't get it to fall, and Ndiaye is back in the game after that injury scare in the third quarter. And he grabs the rebound. Ndiaye moving inside, it's back out. Three-point shot will go for Martin Lunen. Every time it looks like Nymburk have put them to bed, they wake up again. Avellino. Lawrence to Ray. 5 points the gap once more. Eugene Lawrence with the crossover and the pull-up three. Can they grab the rebound here, the Italians? They can. There's the quarterback pass from Lunen as well. And an unsportsmanlike foul called on Lawrence. What a big call that is at this stage of the game. Eugene Lawrence holding back the wide receiver as the quarterback pass was launched down the floor to the end zone. And he fouls out as well, Lawrence. On 8 points, 6 assists. There's the grab on the shirt of Scrub. And that's the end of the line for Lawrence. And perhaps the door opened for Avellino. It will be foul shots and possession off the unsportsmanlike foul. No legitimate attempt to play the ball. Scrub gets them both and now has 24 points as well as 7 rebounds. Avellino with a chance to tie or get within one. Rich hangs it high. It's stuffed down by Ndiaye. A big Italian blow to the chin of the Czech champions. Avellino within one, having trailed earlier by 18. 3 minutes to play. Bohacic. Back to Kruban. Nymburk without Lawrence as well now, of course, for the stretch. Over the top of the big man. Wouldn't go down. Recovered on the boards by Ray. 20 points for Kendrick Ray now. 10 rebounds as well. So a double-double for Ray. 3 points the gap again. Lunen, 2.5 to play. Here's Scrub, leading scorer for Avellino. Scrub toying with the defense, falls to the floor under the challenge. Back out to Lunen, a couple of seconds to work with. Step back three-pointer from Lunen wouldn't go. And Ray grabs another rebound, his 11th of the game. Three-point edge, possession for Nymburk, 2 minutes to play. They're taking their time here. Bender back to Ray. Kendrick Ray from a couple of feet back beyond the arc wouldn't go. Rich the rebound. Can Avellino get within touching distance again? A foul call. They wanted to travel Nymburk as Rich was disrupted on the edge of the paint. What a fascinating finish we've got here in Nymburk. Big players stepping up and having big games. Kendrick Ray's first foul. He has 20 points, 11 rebounds and a steal. But Nymburk are over the foul limit. And then missing from the line, Jason Rich. He's having a torrid night, the man who came in as their leading scorer. He's 3 of 6 from the free throw line and only 2 of 9 from the field for his 7 points. 2-point game, final 2 minutes. Kruban. Here's Ray. Ray firing it on to Bender. The veteran turns and misses. Recovers the rebound though. Bender forces it up and in. Petter Bender, the oldest player on the court, grabs the offensive rebound and finishes at the second time of asking. So lively, so proactive to get in front of the Avellino player, Fittipaldo. Quick hands from the 35-year-old. Perhachik's a little banged up and will go to the bench. A minute and a half to play, 4 points the gap in Nymburk's favour. Avellino looking to keep hold of 4th spot in Group D, trying to turn this one around from a big deficit. Just being held at bay for now. And Di over to the far side, he was under a lot of pressure and he threw the ball away as he tried to find Fiore. Coach Sacripanti not happy his team have committed the turnover. And Coach Ronan Ginsberg perhaps sensing that they're close to picking up their 8th win of the campaign. One minute and 16 seconds to play. 4 points the lead for Nymburk. Possession of the ball as well now. Kendrick Ray to bring the ball over centre court. Avellino have had double the turnovers of the home team, who protected the ball very well. Kruban twisting and turning and running into Fiore, who's called for the contact. Into the final minute of the game, final 10 seconds of this shot clock as well. Ray looking to toy with Scrub, gets inside, puts it up, misses. But an offensive rebound for Nymburk and a fresh 14 on the shot clock. They're edging, second by second, closer and closer. Here he goes again, Ray finds Kruban for the 3. No, it was halfway down and back out again, and this one's still alive. There's the steal from behind though, the pickpocket Kendrick Ray. And he'll take precious seconds away from Avellino. Running down the clock here, balances at centre court, still able to find his teammate as well, and eventually they have to foul. Hamadi Undie, who commits the foul with 20 seconds remaining in the game. Look at this from Kendrick Ray. He's been the star of the show this evening. His second steal to add to his 20 points. Here goes Rich down the floor. Well, would you believe it? The quick score. And with 16.2 seconds, Rich taking the ball and taking it to the hole. Off the inbound pass from Kruban in the blink of an eye, stolen by Jason Rich. And Avellino is still breathing.
Take the ball out. Here, going this way, yeah? Peter. Voita. Pumping. Okay. Voita, you go both sides. Pumpy, you go opposite side. You make a pin down for K. And flash to the ball.
press over play number 4. Try to see the ball. If you don't see the ball, immediately follow. Okay. Jump. Reach 33%.
Well, Group D is no doubt the group of death here in the Basketball Champions League regular season, but Avellino, refusing to die in the Czech Republic here tonight, have closed the gap to just 2 points with 16.2 seconds to play. Nymburk, ever so slightly, have the edge, and they have the ball. They need to protect it better this time. Only their 7th turnover on that last possession. Peterka inbounding to Ray. Ray clinging onto it and getting fouled. And the foul from Undiai to stop the clock with 14.4 to play. Avellino hoping for a miss at the foul line from Kendrick Ray, which would put the ball in their hands, with it being a one-possession game. Ray's first trip to the line tonight, and he adds to his 20 points from the field. This is the big one. It would make it a 2-possession game. He's been nearly perfect here this evening. 9 of 18 from the field, and a big 2 of 2 from the line. 22 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists and 2 steals. The timeout call with 14 seconds to play.
Martin, number 1. Here for Jason. Jason, if you're open, you catch a shot. If you're not open, one dribble, shot for Martin. We score. And if the switch ready for catch and dunk.
Quick outlet, okay? You understand? You come to the ball, quick outlet. And you fly. You fly. Hey, we gotta defend. He will take time out, they stop anyway. Quick outlet.
So the gap back to 4 points in Nymburk's favour. Off the 2 free throws from Kendrick Ray. The ball in the hands of the Italians Avellino. Only 14 seconds to play. They need to get a quick score and then probably need to foul. Lunan to inbound. Able to find Rich. Back to Lunan. Lunan trying to feed it back to Rich. Steps away, gets in towards Rich, who gets it to drop. 5.9 to play. They've got to foul quickly here. They've got a foul, and they do, with 3.5 seconds remaining. Having closed the gap to 2 points, 79-77. And now, Nymburk go to the line to try and win the game. Second foul on Rich. If the home team can score these next 2 free throws, it will be game, set and match, surely. Once again, Kendrick Ray. 2 of 2 a few moments ago. Makes it 3 of 3, and this is the big one, which would surely, once and for all, put the final nail in the Avellino coffin. He's done it. Kendrick Ray, the coolest man in the arena. And that will do it. The playoffs beckon for CEZ Nymburk. They move to 8-4 and are going to go through to the next stage of the Basketball Champions League once again. Led by the 24 points and 11 rebounds of the superb Kendrick Ray, they win it 81-77. And what a great deal of heart and fight and character Avellino showed, having been down by 18 points in the second quarter. They kept getting within touching distance, but they just fell short in the end. You have to feel for coach Stefano Sacripanti and his team, especially for Thomas Scrub, who scored 24 points to tie level with Kendrick Ray as the game's leading scorer. 7 rebounds for Scrub as well, who was 4 of 8 from downtown. They also had 3 other players in double figures, 12 for Fioy, 11 for Rich, and 10 for Lunan. But they all end up on the losing team as Avellino fall to 5-7 and may well now relinquish 4th spot depending on other results in Group D here on game day 12. Here's a look at the overall shooting numbers, very even in terms of the percentages in and out, but in a game of fine margins. Look at the free throws, 9 of 9 Nymburk, 14 of 20 Avellino for 70%. And crucially, those final 4 in a row in the final seconds from Kendrick Ray. Assists very even, rebounding numbers very even, a couple more in the offensive glass for Nymburk. Turnovers though, that's a big one there. 14 Avellino turnovers. Nymburk protecting the ball very well, had just 7. Kendrick Ray, the MVP no doubt, 24 points, 11 rebounds. Eugene Lawrence was fouled out on those 6 assists as well as 8 points. Lunin had 13 rebounds for a double-double for Avellino as well as his 10 points. Ray coming up with a couple of steals and 3 assists as well. Did a bit of everything and stole the spotlight in the second half. Look at the leading scorers. Bender, the second leading scorer for Nymburk, had 14 points. The veteran, 5 of 7 from the field. He and Ray, the only 2 in double figures, but Hruban had 9, and then there were a bunch of players between 6 and 8 for the Czech champions as well. A fascinating game on game day 12 of the Basketball Champions League regular season here in Group D. From me, Tim Long, it's been a pleasure having your company. The final score, CEZ Nymburk 81, Sidigas Avellino 77.